Hello, adventurers, and welcome back to the Portal Kids. I wonder what amazing world the magical book has in store for us today. Lily and Tom gathered around the ancient book, its pages shimmering with a soft, golden light. As Tom turned the page, a new drawing appeared. It showed an island floating high in the sky, surrounded by fluffy white clouds and sparkling with rainbow light. Without warning, the portal swirled open, pulling them into a vortex of color and wind. When the light faded, they found themselves standing on soft, marshmallow-like ground. They weren't on Earth anymore. They were on a floating island, a magical place held aloft by clouds. Crystal clear waterfalls cascaded from the edges, not into an ocean, but into the endless blue sky below. Rainbows arched everywhere, their colors so bright and vivid they seemed painted on the air. Little creatures made of pure mist and light floated by, giggling and waving. Lily and Tom looked at each other, their eyes wide with wonder. This was a sky island. As they explored, they noticed something strange. The air was completely still. No breeze, no gentle wind, nothing. It was beautiful, but also a little eerie. Then, a shadow passed over them. They looked up to see magnificent creatures. Giant eagles with feathers of gold and silver, circling slowly above. These were the Sky Guardians, the masters of the wind. One of them, a majestic eagle with kind, intelligent eyes, landed gracefully before them. "Welcome, little travelers," he said, his voice like a deep, gentle rustle of leaves. "I am Arian, leader of the Sky Guardians. But I fear you have arrived at a difficult time." Arian explained the trouble. The heart of the wind, a giant, glowing crystal that powered the winds and kept the island afloat, had suddenly gone dark. Without its magic, the winds had stopped, and the Sky Island was slowly beginning to fall from the sky. The Sky Guardians were trying to hold it up with their own strength, but they were getting tired. They needed help to find the heart of the wind and restart it. "It is hidden deep within the maze of floating stones," Arian said, pointing a grand wing towards a series of smaller rocks suspended in mid-air. "The path is full of puzzles and illusions. Will you help us?" Of course, Lily and Tom agreed. They were the Portal Kids, and helping others was their most important mission. Arian called to younger, more nimble eagles, Sky and Zephyr, to guide them. With a running start, Lily and Tom leapt onto the backs of their new feathered friends. Whoosh! They soared into the air, the world below shrinking into a tiny patchwork quilt. The feeling of flying was incredible, more thrilling than any roller coaster. They landed on the first floating stone, the entrance to the maze. The path ahead split into 3 different sparkling bridges, each made of pure starlight. Which one was the right one? A fluffy cloud creature floated over. "To find the way, you must listen, not just look," it whispered. Lily closed her eyes and focused. From one of the paths, she could hear a faint, beautiful humming sound like a gentle song. "That one," she declared. They crossed the bridge, and it held firm, leading them deeper into the maze. Their next challenge was a series of floating stone platforms that moved in a tricky pattern. Tom watched them for a minute, his brow furrowed in concentration. He noticed they moved in a sequence, like a dance. "Okay," he said, "we have to jump on 3, then wait, then jump on 1. He led the way, hopping from stone to stone with perfect timing. Lily followed, her heart pounding with excitement. They made it across, landing safely on the other side. Teamwork was making this adventure possible. As they ventured further, they entered a cave carved into a giant floating crystal. The walls shimmered, reflecting 1,000 versions of themselves. In the center of the cave floated 3 colored gems, a ruby red, a sapphire blue, and an emerald green. A riddle was carved into the wall. I have no voice, but I tell stories of the sky. I can be angry or calm, dark or bright. What am I? Lily thought for a moment. The sky, she exclaimed. It tells stories with its colors. Tom touched the sapphire blue gem, the color of a clear day's sky. A hidden door rumbled open, revealing the path forward. Finally, they reached the heart of the maze. There in a vast, open chamber was the heart of the wind. But it wasn't glowing. It was a dull, gray crystal, and a thick, shadowy mist was wrapped around it, draining its power. Floating near the crystal was a sad little storm cloud, sopping tiny raindrops. "What's wrong?" Lily asked gently. The little cloud looked up. "I lost my laugh," it sniffled. "I was playing hide and seek and got lost. And I grew so sad and scared that I forgot how to be happy. My sadness is putting out the light." Lily and Tom knew what they had to do. They couldn't fight the sadness. They had to heal it. Tom started telling the cloud the silliest joke he knew. The cloud stopped crying and gave a little wobble. Lily then described the funniest thing she had ever seen: a squirrel trying to carry a giant pizza slice up a tree. The little storm cloud let out a tiny giggle, which sounded like a small rumble of thunder. Encouraged, they kept going, telling funny stories and making silly faces. Soon the cloud was shaking with laughter, its giggles echoing like rolling thunder. With every laugh, the shadowy mist around the heart of the wind began to dissolve. The little storm cloud, now bright and puffy again, floated over and gave the crystal a happy nuzzle. A brilliant light erupted from the heart of the wind. A warm, powerful breeze flowed out of the chamber, sweeping through the maze and across the sky island. They had done it. The winds were back. Sky and Zephyr flew them back to the main island, where Arian and the other Sky Guardians were waiting. The island had stopped falling and was now floating steadily again. The air was alive with gentle breezes and swirling currents. "You have saved us all," Arian said, bowing his head in gratitude. "You have shown true bravery, intelligence, and most importantly, kindness. The Sky Island is forever in your debt. As a thank you, the Sky Guardians took them on a magnificent flight all around their magical home. They swooped through rainbow arches and danced with the mist creatures, feeling the joyful wind in their hair. All too soon, the pages of their book began to glow, signaling it was time to go home. They said their goodbyes to their new friends, promising to never forget their adventure in the clouds. Stepping back through the portal, they found themselves back in their room, the magical book resting peacefully on the floor. They had not only saved an island, but had also learned that sometimes the greatest power isn't magic, but a simple act of kindness and a shared laugh. What incredible world would they visit next? Thank you for joining the Portal Kids on their Sky Island adventure. If you loved our story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next magical journey. See you next time, adventurers.